Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talkin Fight. Got another episode of Boxing News today. Courtesy of our friends at boxing247.com. We're going to start off the story where I kind of left off the other day when I was talking about the women in the super welterweight category. I listed off the top 5, which now includes Mary Spencer. But I think sitting at number 3 was Marie-Eve Dicaire out of Montreal. So as it turns out, it looks like we're going to see a big fight now lined up between Natasha Jonas, Tasha, and Marie-Eve. So let's get into the story. First off, here we go. Natasha Jonas, Dalton Smith, Fraser Clark, and many more will light up a blockbuster night of boxing on 12th of November. That's a Saturday night over in the UK. The unified World WBC, WBO, IBF, and Ring Magazine super welterweight titles will be all on the line at the AO Arena in Manchester when Natasha Miss GB Jonas faces defending Marie-Eve Dicaire. Jonas, who's 12-2-1 with 8 knockouts, conquered Patricia Burkhold for the WBC belt earlier this month in her home city of Liverpool. The coveted green strap joined her pink WBO belt in her trophy cabinet, and now the former Olympian wants to add Dicaire's IBF belt and Ring Magazine titles to her collection and write herself another glorious chapter in boxing's history books. By the way, Southpaw Dicaire suffered her only professional defeat. Okay, she's 18-1-0. Her only professional defeat to date was against Clarissa Shields back in March of 2021, following a unanimous decision. But she reclaimed her then vacant IBF title when she produced a stunning stoppage win over Cynthia Lozano last December in Montreal. The main event between Jonas and Dicaire in Manchester tops the bill in what promises to be an unmissable boxer, that's BOXXER, screened live and exclusively in the UK and Republic of Ireland on Sky Sports. Anyway, also included, we have a co-main event between two of the countries. That'd be the England country. Hottest super lightweight prospects as champion Dalton Smith, 12-0, 10 knockouts, defends his British title against challenger Casey Benjamin, 16-1-1 with 6 knockouts. So, former Team GB sensation Smith scored an impressive 6-round stoppage when he headlined in Sheffield last month, and his third consecutive win inside the distance to win the vacant title and take his number of professional stoppage wins to 10, including a 2021 TKO over Boxer Series tournament semifinalist Lee Appleyard. And as I said earlier, Fraser Clark, 3-0, 3 knockouts, will bid to continue his impressive and rapid rise up the heavyweight rankings as he takes on his toughest professional challenge to date in the form of experienced veteran Camille Solokowski, 11-26-3. Clark has won all 3 of his professional bouts thus far with 3 devastating knockouts, and the Tokyo 2020 Team GP Olympic bronze medalist will be hungry to add another stoppage to his burgeoning highlight reel. So there we go. Quick little story tag on here. Earlier in the evening on that night, Manchester's own Bradley the Sting Ray, 14-0, 6 knockouts, will put his unbeaten record on the line when he takes on English middleweight champ Tyler Denny. Rhea has developed a reputation for an all-action style and will to make this another crowd-pleasing contest for his hometown fans. Without a doubt. You can go to boxing247.com and read some of Ben Shalom's comments. He's the CEO of Boxer. Let's move along, though, to middleweight prospect Nico Ali Walsh, the grandson of the greatest, Muhammad Ali, is set to make his New York City return. Ali Walsh will fight Billy Wagner in his first scheduled 6-rounder on Saturday, October 29th at the Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden. Ali Walsh Wagner joins the undercard of the lightweight main event between former pound-for-pound king Vasily Lomachenko and the unbeaten Jermaine the Technician Ortiz. In the featherweight co-feature, 2-time Cuban Olympic gold medalist Robeisy Ramirez battles former world champion Jesse Magdaleno. This is promoted by Top Rank, by the way, and tickets are now available at Ticketmaster.com. Ali Walsh said, "I'm thrilled to be back in action on another significant card. Loma is one of the greatest of his era, My first year as a professional boxer has been tremendous. It's a learning experience. I've had a great team to help me get to the next level. I respect Billy Wagner, and I'm preparing to showcase everything I've learned in the gym from my incredible trainer, Kei Karama. Ali Walsh, by the way, is 6-0 with 5 knockouts, and he made his pro debut back in August 2021. So, good fight coming up in New York City. Let's move along to what I consider to be a funny, lighthearted story, but let's see what it's got. What makes a great fighter nickname? Some fighters, like Star Boxing's Richie Popeye the Sailor Man Rivera, are given a nickname from their childhood that just sticks. Others are bestowed a nickname that fits the fighter's out-of-the-ring persona, like former WO World Champion, the Common Man, Joe Smith Jr. And then there are those given a nickname based on a fighter's style inside the ring. Enter Ruthless Ronny Reyes out of New York City. Want to know? Reyes is set to fight for the second time at Rockin' Fights this Saturday, that's October 1st, and will bring his ruthless in-ring aggression to wow the anticipated sold-out crowd. To do so, Reyes will need to go toe-to-toe with Travis Pretty Boy Crawford out of Corpus Christi, Texas, over their 4-round super featherweight bout. The Reyes-Crawford undercard bout will take place on the same card as the highly anticipated pro debut of former MMA standout John Gotti III out of Oyster Bay, New York, as well as a 10-round ABO Cruiserweight Championship bout between Lubomir Pinchuk out of Pittsburgh and Joel Shogreen out of Brooklyn, New York. So it looks like a pretty good card lined up to take place. As I said, where the heck is that taking place? Rockin' Fights, it's called. Rockin' Fights out of, come on, where is it? No idea where it is. No, we'll find out where it is. Someone will call me. All right. Former IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Sweethands Plant is holding media workouts down Las Vegas as he prepares to face 168-pound rival and two-time World WBC World Super Middleweight champ Anthony the Dog Durrell. That's going to be a WBC Super Middleweight title eliminator in the co-main event of a Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view Saturday, October 15th from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. That is actually the return of former WBC heavyweight world champion and boxing superstar Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, who will be taking on top-rated Robert the Nordic Nightmare Hellenius in a WBC heavyweight title eliminator. So one more nickname for you. His new trainer is Stephen Breadman Edwards. So I don't know. A funny story that leads on to Caleb Sweethands Plant taking on Anthony the Dog Durrell on that card that features Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Robert the Nordic Nightmare Hellenius. Getting a kick out of it. Anyway, in other news, Richardson Hitchins has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Matchroom. Hitchins is 14-0 with 6 knockouts, and he's grew to 14-0 in the paid rank since turning professional in March 2017. He represented Haiti in the 2016 Olympics and secured his 6th stoppage win in his last outing, dismissing Angel Rodriguez inside of 4 rounds to add to impressive 10-round victories over Malik Hawkins and former world champion Argenis Mendez. He's now based out of Brooklyn. He turned 25 on Monday, and he's ready to crash into the top 10 rankings at the super lightweight division. And Matchroom will announce his first title fight soon as he prepares to step up his pursuit of major belts and blockbuster nights. Without a doubt, I'm sure he is. Speaking of blockbusters, there was attempts to negotiate a fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua that seems to have fallen apart. But one of those new betting companies or old betting companies is now online, bestofbets.com, had a chance to speak with Tony Bellew about the bout and why it may just still be on. Tony said, "It's an interesting one, and although I'm not sure how keen Fury is to actually fight Joshua, I think the negotiations were very far down the line, although not signed by AJ's camp. So the introduction of a deadline and scaremongering about the fight now not taking place could be very smart tactics to ramp up as much publicity and buzz as possible, seeing that the fight is just weeks away on the 3rd of December. He continues the fact that it's the end of September already, and a fight like this needs a lot more than a couple of months to build up. In fact, much more. Something of this magnitude needs to be built up slowly and gradually, giving boxing fans a proper insight in the run-up to the fight, from press conferences to behind-the-scenes footage in training camps and other stories. And even though we know a lot about these two fighters already, it does need to be a big, big build-up. It's impossible to get that done between now and then, unless you go down route where you know that even people who aren't that interested in boxing will now be interested to see what happens with this fight. I mean, they've built an audience around this drama that we haven't seen before. So perhaps there is a glimmer of hope in the saga after all. We've seen crazier things happen in boxing. That's true. At the end of the day, should this fight be confirmed, this is one crazy build-up, but effective. And whilst negotiations are taking place, we're watching Fury and AJ's every single step. So mission accomplished. Controversial? Yes. Impossible? No. That's from Tony Bellew. So there we go. That's all the news fit to print today. Thank you for joining me here on Talkin' Fight. Appreciate it. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you later on this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, with Mike Gore and Cedric Ben for their show, Knuckle Up.